Welcome, everyone, and thank you for attending today's town hall. My name is Micah Azano, and I will be moderating the session, starting with a few announcements. This is the winter town hall, and these events are regular occurrences, and we encourage you to attend future ones as well as this evening's. During this session, the Amputee Coalition leadership will provide important updates and will answer questions that participants submitted in advance. We will post in the chat a link to where you can find information on future town hall events. Please bookmark this page and refer to it with information for upcoming events. Only the presenter and moderator of this session have their microphones unmuted, and we ask participants to submit questions in advance of this event to ensure we are providing the most accurate and productive and thoughtful responses. If you experience any technical difficulties, please let us know in the chat and someone will be in touch to assist you. We have a large audience, so we ask for your patience as we respond to technical issues. Our executive chairman of the board, John Register, would like to share a video message before we start.
Oh my gosh, great day, Amputee Coalition community, fellow amputees attending tonight's town hall. Another town hall of learning awakes us all. Due to my scheduled conflict on a vacation I'm on, I am unable to attend tonight, but thank you for making time to meet our new president and CEO, Cass Isidro, who is an extraordinary leader and who is excited to lead our organization forward. And thank you for making time for the AC this evening. Our board of directors met in person at the American Orthotics and Prosthetics, or AOPA, conference in Nashville, Tennessee, and Cass and I were able to share for the first time in tandem before our board. Some of what Cass will share are some great announcements on the horizon, and she's going to do that this evening. The Amputee Coalition is one I've been volunteering with in some capacity since 1997, and this month I just celebrated my 29th birthday again. My amputation happened when I was 29 years old, and this year I've lived another full life of 29 years since that time. For those who are on and are struggling, the days do get better. Surround yourselves with people who care for you, and vice versa. You care for them because in your darkest moments you will need to know who to lean on. For those who are doing great, use your strength to encourage, uplift, and empathize and inspire others. My goal as acting president was to reset our mission, vision, and values. And so we had an azimuth to go. And now Cass, an amazing dynamic leader, and the CEO seat, I am able to move back to my board chair role. So that's fantastic as well. I have dedicated years in various positions to this movement, from volunteer to executive, and having the pleasure of not only welcoming our new dynamic president in, but having the honor now to take on the executive board chair role. I continue to be inspired by the local to national impact that the Amputee Coalition continues to make, and we're going to continue to make in 2023. And we'll make beyond. Words can't express my gratitude for the trust of the Amputee Coalition staff, the new and longtime allies and community members have shown us as the Amputee Coalition continues to gain strength and remain focused on elevating our vision and a world where our community thrives. Now our Amputee Coalition leadership team, alongside our full staff, continue aligning our work and solidifying trust with our partner, the Administration for Community Living. We thank the ACL as they create space to elevate millions of Americans by funding services and support to community-based organizations like us, the Amputee Coalition. Our fight and work continue as we advocate on Capitol Hill and in front of policymakers throughout the country. We have now launched a platform where the community can meet with more intentionality called AC Connect. I hope you've been on. It is dedicated to the intentional relationship and resources so we can further advance our motto of no amputee alone. For those who have continued the journey with the Amputee Coalition, which by the way is the only national nonprofit serving all individuals who experience limb loss or limb difference, you see we are moving full steam ahead, and we celebrate the successes we have gained as a team and a community along the way. We celebrate again with our in-person national conference in 2023 Elevate Together Towards Tomorrow national conference being held August the 2nd through the 5th at the Renaissance Hotel in Orlando, Seaward Hotel in Orlando, Florida, which, by the way, is less than 140 days away. And with our youth camp and our fully activated youth empowerment program, which includes the life skills, the resources, education, and training, youth camp, workforce development, and mentorship. So thank you for the honor of serving as the executive board chair, and I look forward to connecting with our community in the coming months and on site in Orlando. Keep inspiring your world, everybody. Cass, take it away.
Can everybody hear me okay? Get a thumbs up from the folks on the call. Thank you. Thank you, Micah. And thank you, John, my new BFF. Great to have you join us from that lovely location, making us all jealous. And thank you everyone for joining our Winter Town Hall. It's my pleasure to be speaking with you tonight. This is my first event, and I look forward to engaging with you tonight and many, many more town halls in the future. We have a lot of exciting updates, as John mentioned, to discuss this evening. He touched on that, and I'm going to go into a little more detail. We have AC Connect, we have the coming Advocacy Forum, the annual conference, and all things happening with our new youth engagement program. But first of all, I want to start by just recognizing this space and letting you know how honored I am to be serving as the Amputee Coalition's president and CEO. When I was recruited for this position, I knew that my work in mobility justice and healthcare reform would be useful. And I knew I had solid experience in building sustainable organizations at the national level because the nonprofit has been my passion for 25 years. But what made me say yes to this position right now were the board members living with limb loss and limb difference who interviewed me, and they expressed their desire for this organization to grow and to impact more lives and for the work of the Amputee Coalition to be bigger. My day-to-day drive to serve you comes from that moment and subsequent moments over the last 5 weeks where I've just received a tremendously warm welcome from tea times to the conference John mentioned. Together, I do truly believe that we've got this and we can build a bigger future, and I look forward to it. Our mission is to support, educate, and advocate for people impacted by limb loss and limb difference. We envision a world where each member of the community thrives in the way that they choose. And from my seat to the board of directors, to our volunteers and staff, every day we are more committed than ever. You hear the new mission and vision that the board just approved, and the board has also started working on their new vision or their new strategic plan to go with the mission and vision. And that strategic plan will chart our course for the next 3 to 5 years to really map out that growth. Among our key strategies are increasing our reach and deepening our impact to serve the more than, what's in my script is 2.7 million people living with limb loss and limb difference. But I will tell you now that we expect to hear from our prevalence study in the next month or so that that number is likely closer to 3.5 to 4 million. And we'll share those details with you soon. We'll be aiming to also increase and diversify our revenue at the national organization so that we are truly sustainable and we are growing from a point of strength. I don't have to tell you that limb loss affects people of all races, ages, ethnicities, classes, and education levels, and that hundreds of people are either born with or lose a limb every day. And those numbers, as I said, continue to increase. But next month, April, we will recognize, celebrate, and bring even more awareness to limb loss and limb difference through Limb Loss and Limb Difference Awareness Month. This year's theme, because we have to have a theme to unite us, is Inspire to Elevate. And our activities for that month are built around 4 elements. Elevate your story, elevate your voice or find your voice, elevate your community, and elevate your potential. Throughout the month, we will help you tell your stories, advocate for the community's needs, provide education, and connect with more people like yourself that are living with limb loss and limb difference. And as something you can do right away, you can actually share your story or look at other stories by going to the link that I believe is going to be put in the chat as a way to get started. As part of Limb Loss and Limb Difference Month, we also have the 2023 Advocacy Forum. This year, instead of limiting the forum to in-person for 3 days, we're actually going to hold virtual sessions throughout the month of April. These sessions may include opportunities for targeted virtual Hill visits with your members of Congress and their staff, those who serve on key committees that oversee policy work that supports our community. They also include advocacy training at our national office for those who registered in person. And they also have a full lineup of opportunities to learn, connect, and support in community with each other. And for advocacy, our work is not just about April. Throughout the year, we're advocating for the needs of the community to increase efforts to reach and engage community leaders and policy members, and this is core to our work. Our current priorities are equitable access to care, and recognition of the limb loss and limb difference community and the value of support and services to that community. And I would like to also recognize HB 131 from New Mexico, and a tremendous success, and would ask the staff to share some details around incredible policy success, which just passed last night and I understand is heading to the governor's desk. In addition to the advocacy forum, the Limb Loss and Limb Difference Month, a year-round opportunity just launched, and John teased into it, and you probably heard it on one of the videos, you've seen it in our newsletters. It is AC Connect. And AC Connect is designed just for you to network, learn, interact with each other. It's a premier virtual space. It can be one-on-one, it can be in community. It's how you want to communicate with each other. It also provides access to educational content from conferences, meetings, webinars, online courses, certification programs, to just simple opportunities to connect and engage with peers. All of that is in a comfortable online space that you can access whenever you like, 24/7. And we're also in the process of rolling out new communities that will exist within AC Connect. So if you come there the first time and you don't see your community, come back again, find that space. But I also encourage you just to communicate in the group space. If you haven't already, I invite you to join that conversation, join the AC Connect, and that's yet another link that will come up in the chat to make it nice and easy. So register for AC Connect today and get started. And everybody knows, speaking of registration, we have to talk about our national conference. Registration is open and we just extended the early bird deadline. So now is the time to act before May 1st. The conference will be held at the Renaissance Orlando at SeaWorld, August 2nd through the 5th, 2023. And the conference's theme, to carry over from Limb Loss and Limb Difference Awareness Month, is Elevate Together Towards Tomorrow, highlighting ways to build a world where limb loss and limb difference community thrives as they choose. And I'm thrilled to announce that Amy Purdy, which I heard was a huge get, I've had people tell me they can't believe we got her, is our conference's keynote, one of our conference's keynote speakers. So look for her and please look to join the opportunity and register today. Sessions this year at the conference will be coming up soon on our website, probably in the next month or so, focusing on self-advocacy, health and wellness, community living, and career path and workforce development engagement. Registration is open. You can find the link on our homepage. I also recognize that there are those who have been with us for a long time exhibiting and sponsoring, and those opportunities are open. We understand that our exhibit hall at the hotel will be a really nice one with lots of space to connect with everybody. So if you're interested in sponsoring or exhibiting, please reach out to us at eventsales@amputee-coalition.org. Sponsorships are first come, first serve, so please reach out to us soon if you're interested. And I look forward to just meeting everybody in person at the conference. And what I mentioned in the opening remarks were our new program, the Youth Engagement Program, and the Youth Camp, which will be better than ever. At the end of last year, the Amputee Coalition launched the Youth Engagement Program, YEP as it's called. It includes life skills resources from the National Limb Loss Resource Center and programs and publications designed to help youth return to an active lifestyle or the lifestyle that they choose. Education and training for youth advocates, and these are volunteers that undergo specific training to talk about issues facing limb loss and limb difference community, to learn about our policy priorities and skills to be effective advocates. The Youth Camp, where campers, leaders in training, counselors have fun and connect to make lifelong friendships so that no one in the limb loss or limb difference community experiences that journey alone. And the YEP Workforce Development Program, which is really exciting if you know anybody that's looking for a summer job. This includes programs and services like career exploration, resume writing, how to set up a professional profile, mock interviewing, and how to search and apply for internships and summer jobs. This is designed for youth ages 15 to 17 living with limb loss and limb difference so that they can start their journey into the workforce fully supported. So I know I've covered a lot today. I'm still keeping track of it, but I am going to send it back to you, Micah, because I know we have questions that have come in, even questions that have come in today, that the staff has helped us put all that information so that we can share the answers back out to those. So back to you.
Thank you so much, Cass. And as a reminder, we did collect questions ahead of this event, and any questions we don't get to tonight, we will be answering in a follow-up FAQ document that we will send out to all participants. So thank you, Cass, for your remarks. And our first question is, how can I advocate for insurance to help cover partial hand amputation prosthetics?
I think the first step is really looking at the advocacy forum and looking at that training and opportunities. The advocacy forum information we've shared online. There's virtual events on our website. So I encourage you to get signed up, get involved, and learn more about what your path is. Our staff will put those sessions along with the dates in the chat for reference as well.
Thank you for that. And we have kind of a follow-up question here about Advocacy Forum saying, thank you for the additional programs being offered via Zoom during April. Would you please explain a little bit more about the workshops and Advocacy Forum?
Sure. The workshops are intended to meet people where they are. So we have things like Advocacy 101, deeper dive, talking with your, meeting with your representatives, how to find your voice, those kinds of things. But there's 4 sessions in particular, and we'll be posting those details or the link to the website where you can see them and look at what might be most applicable to you. I would encourage you to register, and if the time doesn't work for you, it's likely recorded. I'm probably committing, hopefully the staff, I'm sure it's recorded, and you can watch it at your convenience to get the most out of it as well.
Excellent, thank you. And there are 2 questions that have kind of similar ideas behind them up next. The first is, are there any specific efforts to enhance Medicare coverage for limb loss regarding coverage of prosthetics? And the second, where is the coalition at regarding the reintroduction of consumer-focused legislation at the federal level?
Really, really great questions. And I can tell you, being so close to DC, that we're always looking at federal opportunities. Right now, what we're seeing is the states are really the space where things are moving and they are leading. There's not quite the appetite for federal legislation at this time, but we're keeping our eye on it. Currently, we're working in 12 different states to move legislation. And that's some of the details that we'll be sharing with you throughout the year.
Excellent. Next questions, we're going to kind of move into some volunteering questions here. So I am an amputee clinician in Washington, D.C. and work at the DC VA. They would love to support and volunteer as they live in the area. How can they get involved volunteering with the organization here in DC and the support group here in DC also?
Awesome. For those interested in volunteering in DC or anywhere, the best thing to do is to go to our website and click on Get Involved, and you can learn how you can provide that support. For local action, also something to think about is the ambassadors and community champions. And I believe, Micah, you're going to put some information on the chat on that one. And then we send actions out each month where you can take advantage of those. The other thing that we agreed as a staff before this is anyone who submitted a question, if there is follow-up that's specific to an area of interest, you may be hearing from one of our staff. And I think this particular question, we do have some ideas for follow-up.
Yes, absolutely. Staff will be following up with certain people individually that sent us questions. Our next question, though, is someone who's looking at becoming an inspirational, motivational speaker and want to know if they were to get started, kind of.
Great, great. We would love to have you join us and really consider joining our storytellers group, which is on the Ambassador and Community Champions page. Again, connecting with Micah. We're always looking to give the opportunity for you to share stories, a great space to get started and really find your voice and your authentic story.
And I would just like to add to that on the ambassadors and community champions, not just the storytellers, there's other ways to get involved. So if you go in there and you start looking around, you might see something else that piques your interest. So you don't have to just sign up for being a storyteller. You can also sign up for all 4 of the other all 4 areas and get those updates as well. So our next question, the next question that we received around volunteering says, would love clarification surrounding the regional ambassadors program and the role that you see that playing in the future of the amputee coalition.
So my understanding is that we have more coming soon, but the Regional Ambassador Program is live, it's running, and we are continuing to move it forward. That was an easy one. Thank you.
So next we had some questions that really fit well under our new platform, AC Connect. So the first question we have is, it would be great to have a program that matches people with spare shoes. There are some Facebook groups, but they are not very effective, and there's a lot of misinformation out there. It'd be great to have a vetted matching program to find our soulmates. And I have an entire garage of shoes. I would love to get some way to share and those spare left shoes.
You're right, Micah. This is really where AC Connect can serve as that space for connections. We've had similar things posted on AC Connect already. We've had people talking about national conference and potentially sharing rooms. We've had folks giving advice on swimming prosthetics and how to get connected. So I would encourage you, if you don't have an account already, to do your profile, check it out, even if you want to lurk for a little bit and see, what resources are there. Size 10 shoes, you may start a great conversation and find out that there's something there to make the connection.
Okay, excellent. And now we have, we're getting into some other questions around peer mentoring and support groups. So are there any amputee support groups in person in South Carolina besides the online support groups?
Yes, we do. We have plenty support groups in South Carolina, and I believe that the team is going to post that specific information in the chat, and will likely be reaching out to you afterward to get a little more specific. We recognize that South Carolina is a big state, and maybe we can make a really close connection for you.
Excellent. Also, this one came in that says a peer-to-peer mentoring program for new amputees to be matched with experienced amputees, like a big brother, big sister program for amputees. It would need to be vetted and their mentors, but they feel like that would be something that would be interesting.
Certainly. Right now, we have a pretty extensive and active volunteer and mentorship programs. And while, we're always looking for new places and ideas, you might want to look to the AC Connect or to the Certified Peer Visitors Program. And that's where we might consider developing something within that. So while I can't speak directly to whether we build this, you might just want to check out what we have now and see if there's enhancement or ideas that may come from that. But love the new ideas. Those need to keep coming.
Yeah, definitely posting the new ideas to AC Connect. And also there are so many ways to get involved with Amputee Coalition already. And you can find a lot of those on the website, as well as through the Ambassadors Program and through reaching out directly to the staff here. So next, I really want to talk about the question we're going to go into is, what is the new administration going to do for the amputee Spanish speaking community? Since we need InMotion magazine in Spanish and some updates on Facebook in Spanish and other things that they would like to see as well.
I think one of the most important things in answering this question is to acknowledge that we haven't been as active in this space as we should as an organization. But I can tell you moving forward, and what the staff even briefed before I got here, this is not just me, is that accessibility and usability really are top priorities for us, and we recognize that. The videos that we recently developed with Association TV have Spanish captioning. In addition, the National Limb Loss Resource Center provides resources in Spanish. We've also focused resources for multiple languages on our website. So to that end, if you go to the website, there's a newly added accessibility feature, which translates to Spanish and other languages as well. So this is an ongoing effort, and I would just rely on the community to let us know what else you want to see. Let us know what's relevant, because this is a top priority for us.
Well, thank you. So the next one we had came in as, they're a below knee amputee of about 3 years, and they're interested in learning how to swim with this disability. And they have not found a lot of information on the subject, and they want to know if we can address this.
Sure thing. And this is, we intentionally put this question at the end to wrap it up, because this one, as we've said a few times tonight, we really want to emphasize that we're listening. You've let us know that you want opportunities to connect with staff, but mostly each other. So the AC Connect platform exists, and there'll be opportunities, there already have been, to chat about swimming and sharing and so forth. Aside from that, we also now have patient navigators on staff that you can reach out to talk about specific issues and connections that you're looking for, as well as the national conference. We have a swimming session there. So I hope you've marked your calendars for the conference. I hope you're planning to sign up for AC Connect if you haven't already left this call to do that, and look for those opportunities to connect with each other.
Thank you, Cass. And just to reiterate, there are some questions that we'll be reaching out directly to people about, so please be watching for those. We will also be following up with an FAQ doc that'll provide written responses to these questions as well. So Cass, we're kind of wrapping up quick here, but any closing remarks before we sign off?
Sure. Thank you, Micah. And thanks, most importantly to the staff team that helped. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to put all these answers together for you. And then the follow-up FAQs that will come out from the many questions that we received that we weren't able to answer on this call. So thank you to everyone for your efforts. This will likely be the only town hall that will be only me. Next time we'll have some staff on, maybe some community members to engage a deeper conversation. But I want to leave you with a few key points so you don't forget anything that John started with or that I said really are your next key actions to stay engaged with us and to continue the process together. So first is sign up for the advocacy forum, contact your representatives, look for your opportunities to use your voice, register for the national conference. That's in August 2 through 5, 2023, down in Orlando. We can promise better weather. Participate in Limb Loss and Limb Difference Month, Awareness Month. That month is not only what we drive from the national office, it's really what happens at the grassroots level across the country. If you do something, please share it with us. We'd love to amplify it and share it with others and recognize all that you're doing. Join AC Connect. If you've heard that once, I think we've probably said it 12 times already. That is your space. It's your space to connect with each other, start conversations, get it moving. And then spread the word about the youth engagement program. As you likely well know, youth living with limb loss and limb difference can be tough to connect with. If you know someone that you think needs to be connected that would benefit from programs, share that with us. We would love to see that program really just thriving, already getting started, but really growing to much, much more. So thank you. Thank you everyone for joining, and have a wonderful evening.